PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Baierl Toyota Ice Complex in Warrendale. We're inside the Galaxy Rink one more time on this Monday night in Western Pennsylvania to continue Week 2 of the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League's regular season. PIHL Hockey Night live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg. A pair of Class A heavyweights getting ready to come out swinging in round one of perhaps a new rivalry being born from last year's Penguins Cup Championship Series. A new rivalry in northern suburbia as the co-tenants of this building at the Class A level meet for the first time in the new regular season. The Mars Planets in dark blue, the Avonworth Antelopes, the reigning Penguins Cup champions, in gray and red. The Planets, as you know, got a little bit of revenge for what happened last March in the opening round of the PIHL Charities Tournament during round-robin play, but this one counts. And the Lopes and Planets, when we last saw them, were celebrating opening night wins, both of which were seen on TenbandTV. Mars spoiling South Park's return to PIHL varsity after a 4.5-year absence, and Avonworth taking care of business in this barn last week against West Allegheny. Cody Black back to lead the Planets for a third straight season as head coach in search of their first title since 2015. Chris Chiasano back for a second straight year behind the Avonworth bench to lead the Lopes in their title defense. Avonworth capping off that historic season with their first ever title in just their third year as a pure PIHL program. And for the Lopes, Cooper Powell, number 20, the PIHL All-Star, continues to be a force to be reckoned with. A hat trick last week in the season opener against West Allegheny, his fourth hattie since the beginning of the 24-25 regular season. Powell, one of the leading goal scorers in Class A last season with 26 of those. And the Lopes, one of the highest scoring teams in PIHL varsity, the number one offense a year ago in Class A. Right behind them, the Mars Planets. And for the Planets, in that exhibition victory over the Lopes, Xavier Basola, number 50 in dark blue, warming up in the corner off to our far right, went off in that preseason opener. He had a hat trick of his own, finishing with 6 points on that night. And not much changed last week. Basola pumped in a pair of goals after co-leading the PIHL Charities Tournament in points. Basola scoring twice, including one power play tally in that lopsided win over South Park. And the Planets last week started out slowly, but eventually did pull away from the Eagles. And Cody Black's team knows the slow start is a luxury they likely won't have, the way last year's last meaningful meeting between these teams unfolded. Mars had won 14 straight before running into Avonworth in that Penguins Cup final, and the Lopes jumped all over them early en route to the lopsided victory at the Lemieux Complex. Adam Gow, the likely starter, in goal once again for the Planets. He opened his new season with a shutout, needing only 13 saves to earn it. And the Lopes last week turned to their junior, Andrew Hetchko, for his first ever varsity win as a PIHL netminder. He made 17 stops on the West Allegheny Indians, and we will see if Hetchko once again gets the nod here on a Monday night in the North Hills. It's the Planets and the Lopes. Again, an emerging rivalry of late in PIHL Class A. Two of the highest scoring teams last season, two Penguins Cup hopefuls this season. A combined 25 seniors on both these teams' opening night rosters. So they've got the skill, they've got the experience above all. They've certainly got the depth. And every possibility that they could meet again when the postseason smoke settles. Earlier tonight, you saw the North Allegheny Tigers open their regular season with a win in a hard-fought game against the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. You can watch that one on demand on TenbandTV. And maybe you're going to watch it on our new-look Roku app. I know our producer, Todd Kazarowski, very fond of that one. We've made some changes to that viewing platform that we certainly hope you like, those of you who choose to watch that way. And again, a lot of buzz in the building with the knowledge that these two teams were meeting early in the season. Week 2 of the regular campaign, and this crowd already, again, despite the fact that it is early in the regular season, swelling to an impressive level for an early season contest on both sides. And we're underway. Powell and the Lopes control the opening faceoff, and Powell shoots and misses as Avonworth moves the puck from left to right to begin the game on your TV, computer, or mobile device. Turned over at the blue line to Powell, trailing the play, Linus Jesenowski. And the erstwhile PIHL All-Star dumps that puck deep for Avonworth. Grant Weaver, brother of Captain Jack Weaver, sending that puck to center for the Planets. Grant with just 1 point against South Park last Monday, but Jack also held to just the 1 point as we get our first whistle 38 seconds in. Planets sweeping the regular season series in 24-25, and the last regular season meeting particularly wild, and more on that as we have time. Nick Ersta unable to advance that puck for Avonworth, in behind the net for Mars. And trying to play that puck was Ethan Vactor. Vactor had the first goal last Monday for the Planets, and ultimately the only one they needed. Mars, once again, 7-0 winners that night over South Park. Clark floats it off a glove, and the Lopes come back through center. Luke Ermlich, what a varsity debut for him against West A. Goal and 2 helpers. Ermlich out here early in the game for Chris Chiasano as this puck is sent to the corner by Bevan. Clark pins his man against the corner boards. Garrett Myers had some trouble clearing and almost turned it over to Jack Such, the freshman. But Jack Weaver able to gain the red line, send it in. Both teams changing on the fly. Richard Mulch, his home run pass too far for Such, icing on Avonworth. Matt Lestigian out to take the face-off for the Planets, and Lestigian tied up in the circle by Joey Moore. Returning to varsity hockey for Avonworth after a one-year absence, Will Daw firing off the body of Ford. Ryan Ford making his varsity debut tonight for the Lopes. There's a hit in the corner on Lestigian. Lopes still unable to clear the zone. Sent deep one more time by Max Pitkins. Lestigian takes a hit. Avonworth getting involved physically on this back check. And Ford will bring it up to center. Around Pitkins. Plays it weakly inside the Mars line. And taken over at center by the Lopes. Backhand trying a save made there by Gal. Moore trying to cash in early for Avonworth. Meanwhile, getting called into action one more time is Gal, the all-star senior. Jack Dolan trying to force it back to center for Avonworth. Lopes do get it up to the red line. Jack Tersch inside the attacking zone. Tersch with a power play goal and the winning shootout goal in the last regular season meeting between the clubs. Also had the game-winning goal in the first regular season meeting last season. And that was a tough loss for Mars at the end of last season. Tersch on a long point streak, 13 games in fact, until he got injured during the playoffs. That puck out of play. Austin Zadovsky on for this offensive zone faceoff against Alex Frengel. Zadovsky launching himself into Penguins Cup history last spring with that 5-goal outburst in the final. First one of those in a Penguins Cup championship game since 2014 as Gal makes a couple of reflexive saves. Zadovsky comes out firing on his first shift as Joey Santa tries to play that puck for Mars. A natural hat trick by Dadovsky that night, including the game winner, as the Lopes hoisted that Penguins Cup. Turnaround shot that was blocked. Mike DeMarco unable to see that puck through to goal. Dadovsky retreating as the Planets are changing. Sent deep by Jimmy Shields. And now the Lopes will change. Sent out in front, glove down by Jack Weaver. Kept inside the zone by Avonworth. Such making the play there. On the counter for Mars is Tersch. Jack Weaver right wing boards to the corner. Lopes try to tie it up behind their own net. And it's at the side of the net where the Avonworth goaltender for the evening, Hunter Graves, looks on. Graves, not last week's victor, Hetchko, getting the call and goal for the first time this season. And through a crowd, he has to make that save. Vactor trying to take away his eyes, but Graves able to fight it off, and he makes that save from an angle on Clark. Turnaround try, side of the net. It's pinballed through the goal mouth, and somehow Vactor was not able to tap it into the exposed net. Bodies flying deep in Avonworth territory, and we're going to get a head contact call with 11:15 to go in a scoreless first period. Well, the door to the Avonworth penalty box is open, but I'm not sure that's the correct one. Officials trying to sort it out here. Chris Chiasano talking with his USA Hockey crew. And it is for the second straight game, Chris Batko and Garrett Gadosh. And Chiasano still arguing this call, which will actually go against the Lopes. And the confusion has been alleviated as an 86 was on the Avonworth penalty clock. There is no 86 on the official Avonworth roster. It's Bevan who gets called for the penalty, and it's a 2 and a 10 for head contact, evidently. And the scores table still talking things over, as now Popchock has to go back to the penalty box to serve the minor portion of the 2 and 10. What can we say except it's week 2 for game officials as well. Lopes with a steal after Mars won the first face-off of their first penny power play of this scoreless game. And Steers was not able to put that puck through on Gal. And the Lopes attack shorthanded. Powell missing the net. Powell, one of the top penalty killers in the league. 7 shorties last year, including 1 in the playoffs. 1:20 to go in the minor penalty now, being served by Jackson Popchock on Randy Bevan. And not much to write home about to begin the power play for the Planets. They were 1 of 5 last Monday. Second best power play in Class A last season, behind who else? Avonworth. Lopes last week perfect on the penalty kill, 3 of 3 against West A. Middle of the pack in Class A as a team. Last season, 77.8%. Under 10 to go in a scoreless first period, 40 to go on the penny power play for Mars. Tersch from the edge of the circle. That shot blocked by Jesenowski. And a hit by Grant Weaver on one of the Lopes. Avonworth fans want a call, none forthcoming. Tersch anticipating, sends that puck to the corner. Basola watches it go by for Garrett Myers. Myers to the right point for Jack Weaver. Weaver's play interrupted. Myers takes over at the half wall. Dying seconds of the power play. Planets work it up top to Tersch. Tersch firing, it's blocked. And Dadovsky might have a chance. He'll defer to Jesenowski. Jesenowski out in front looking for Dadovsky, but the pass was broken up. Great play there by Jack Weaver, and another penalty coming up. And this one will go against the Planets, tripping the indication. And Grant Weaver will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. Lopes for the first time. Number 1 on the penny power play last season and very effective last week in their opening night win, 3 of 5. And they win this faceoff. Jesenowski fires. Toe save by Gow, and the rebound comes right to Jack Maloney. Maloney unable to clear. Jesenowski to the circle. Worked up top to Powell. Powell fires off the blocker hand of Gow. Owen steers the varsity newcomer, colliding with one of the Planets. Avonworth still with his puck. Backdoor play misfired. Dudovsky really tried to let that one rip, but couldn't find the net. Vactor with a steal, and he'll get this puck deep. Jack Weaver shorthanded, met by the other number 4, Jack Dolan. Dudovsky through center. Yard sale in the neutral zone. Meanwhile, here's Dudovsky. Dudovsky trying to slip it past Gow. He can't. Midway through the power play, midway through the period. Still scoreless. Powell to Dudovsky. Dudovsky shooting. Gow finds it and squeezes it. Avonworth. 53 seconds left in their man advantage. They have 7 of the game's first 8 shots on goal, but nothing to show for it just yet. Planets win this puck to the boards. Lopes keep it inside the line. Mulch firing off a skate. Good positioning there by Cooper Stevens, and Mars sends it the length of the ice. Ermlich unable to take that outlet pass. Such trying to go back for Ermlich. Turned over to Basola, and Basola scores! You've been X'd! Xavier Basola just floated it in on Hunter Graves, and the Planets shorthanded score an improbable goal from about 100 feet out to take the 1-0 lead. Don't touch him, he's white hot. Everything Basola touches these days seems to be going in. His 3rd of the young season, and the Planets stun the Lopes with a surprise goal on a shot from roughly center ice that caught Hunter Graves, their rookie netminder, by surprise. 10 seconds to go in the Avonworth power play. Powell with a shot pass too heavy for Jesenowski. Basola finishes the job. An optimal penalty kill for the Planets, to say the least. Under 7 to go in the period. Lopes trying to get up off the mat here with time still to go in the period, but Mars has it at center. Vactor met by Dolan. Jack Weaver in the corner. Dudovsky stood up by Vactor. Vactor gives him a little extra business. Garrett Myers keeps it inside the zone. Dolan fetching this puck from the corner. And out it comes to Moore. Myers over the line. Myers around Dudovsky, and Myers taken down. Another loose stick. Home run pass successful. With it is the Lopes, and they score! Ermlich nuzzles that nylon to tie it at 1, and give me all the eggs and all the bacon. Luke Ermlich's 2nd goal in as many varsity games, and Avonworth does find an answer. A home run pass right on Ermlich's tape, and before any of us, including the Planets defense, could react, Ermlich buried it behind Adam Gow, and we've got a brand new game. Icing on Mars. Well, if you love watching your team on TenbandTV, there's no better way to support it than buying a sponsorship for the 2025-26 season. Now, through Halloween Friday, our preseason special has been extended, allowing you to put whatever ad buys you make toward a broadcast of your favorite team. Quantities are limited. Broadcasts awarded first come, first serve. Email sales@tenbandmedia.com before the next puck drops and tell us your team. Tersch leaving it for Pitkins. Mars in a delayed offside situation. Ethan De Silva trying to cross the line. Forgot the puck. Sent deep by Sean Crowley, the alternate captain. PIHL. Moore with it. PIHL serving that 2-minute penalty on Randy Bevan for head contact. Bevan still in the box for Avonworth for a short while. Listigian finishing his check as the Lopes ice this puck with under 5 minutes remaining in the first period. Now officially, Basola shorthanded, unassisted. Ermlich at even strength from Anderson about a minute and a half later. Mars 1, Avonworth 1, period 1. And the Planets jump back on top off the faceoff. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Xavier Basola makes it 2-1. You think back to that Penguins Cup game when Avonworth was jumping on top of all those rebounds and loose pucks. They get a taste of their own medicine as Basola was right on top of that one, and he buried it behind Graves. Basola, 7 preseason goals, 11 points. Unofficially the co-leader in the PIHL Charities Tournament in points. And 4 goals already to begin his regular season. One of 13 seniors in the Mars class of 26. Avonworth not far behind with a dozen. And we told you, 2 very experienced teams bringing a lot back from that championship meeting last season as Gal makes that save. And Jimmy Shields and company are going to stay on, it appears, to take this offensive zone faceoff. Basola's second of the night from Grant Weaver is how it reads. So Weaver with points now in back-to-back games to start his year. And this will not be icing on the Planets. They have to play this, or on the Lopes, excuse me. Mars has to play the puck. Traffic jam at the Planets' blue line. Klein up to Dadovsky. Dadovsky fires that puck into the corner. And this puck airborne now as it's gloved down by Austin Dadovsky. Garrett Myers across the attacking line, shouldered by Anderson. Jack Weaver in the corner. Myers from an angle, unable to get that through the sea of bodies. Ermlich sends it deep. Lopes make a line change. Mars will do the same. And a hard hit in the corner there by one of the Planets. Cooper Powell bouncing back up. Cross ice it'll come, but outside the zone for Dolan. Daw sends it deep, and Mars is called for icing. Planets with 2 goals in their first 3 shots on Hunter Graves as Avonworth continues to look for answers for Adam Gal. Gal watches that one go to the near corner. Dolan with a dump in. Pitkins trying to play it up to center. Avonworth taking over at their own line. Dolan for Powell. Powell to the circle. Powell out in front. Nobody home. Planets try to get the transition game going. Malsh into his own bench. And this face-off will come in Avonworth ice. Lopes control this puck in their own zone. Malsh with help from Such gets it up to center. Anderson retreating, paired out here defensively with Richard Malsh. Moore with this puck for Avonworth. Moore centers it, but right to the stick of DeMarco. Near side Santa has that deflect off his blade. And he takes the hit from Anderson as he sends that puck to the opposite side out in front. Frengel shooting, but it was blocked. Frengel was hit just as he fired that puck. Santa in the thick of this puck battle. Chris Giasano wanted a high stick on the puck, but does not get the call. Avonworth with it, and with time ticking away in this first period, this puck will deflect off a skate and into the Lopes bench. Face off to the left of Hunter Graves. Won both of his preseason appearances. But just an .864 save percentage in those games and trying to settle down after a rocky start here tonight. Across the line, Ermlich. Shields. To Dodovsky. Ermlich again in the final minute of first period play. To the point. Gal with that save. Planets unable to clear. Lopes have it. Gal on his backside able to keep that puck out. And he had some help from Grant Weaver. Good hustle there by Dolan to get to that one. Up the boards to Ermlich. Ermlich tied up immediately. Shot from the far boards is flagged down and sent away by Crowley, but it'll be icing on the Planets. 19.5 ticks to talk. Randy Bevins standing in that Avonworth penalty box, getting ready to return in period 2. Planets control this face-off. 15 to go. Jack Weaver forces it to center. Steers backpedaling. And his outlet pass is broken up by Clark, and that'll do it. You can't stop Xavier Basola. You can only hope to contain him. He's got 2 more, and the Planets have a 2-1 lead over the Avonworth Antelopes. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade.
The side switch has occurred, and we are quickly back to action here on PIHL Hockey Night live on TenbandTV as Austin Dadovsky is denied on the partial breakaway by Adam Gow. All-star on all-star crime right there. PIHL Class A Gold Division action continuing to heat up here at the Baierl Toyota Ice Complex in Warrendale. We're back inside the Galaxy rink for game number 2 of our doubleheader, and it's Mars Planets 2, Avonworth Antelopes 1 in a rematch of last year's Penguins Cup final in 1A. Clark up to center. Clark met by Dolan and Anderson as he sends that puck to the corner. Planets changing on the fly. Grant Weaver with it for Shea Clark. Clark above the left circle. Save made there by Graves. Vactor has the rebound for Gatto. Alex Gatto's shot blocked in front. This puck still available. Dolan pushes it up to the neutral zone. Dolan trying to outlet for Powell. Powell has it. Powell to the goal. Can't tuck it behind Gow. Credit Daw for messing with his mojo as he tried to drive the net. No icing on the Planets. Anderson has to play it, and he'll reverse it to Dolan. Another home run pass, this time for Jesenowski. Daw takes it over for the Planets. And with help from Myers, he'll get it beyond his own line, but it's taken quickly by Steers. Jack Weaver counterattacking. He takes a hit from Dolan. Vactor trying to deke around the defender, but forgot the puck. Jesenowski trying to get positioning on Daw. Lopes have it. Shot by Powell, and that save is made by Gow from point blank. And one of the Lopes ducking around a check at center. That was Mulch, as Anderson tries to hit Steers in flight, but Steers is offside. First period shots favored the Lopes by a count of 11-4. But again, the Planets up where it counts. Xavier Basola with something of a fluky shorthanded goal to start the scoring, and after Luke Ermlich scored for the Lopes, he answered right back at even strength. Basola goals 3 and 4 on the young season. Back-to-back multi-goal games to start his senior year at Mars. Gow covers for the face-off. Lestigian to the corner, Tersch defensively. De Silva on the half wall trying to clear it. It's off an Avonworth glove and right to Pitkins. Pitkins trying to get a step on Bevan. Bevan interrupts him, and Graves steers it aside. Crowley has to play this puck for Mars and will do so up to Lestigian. Sent right back in by Such. Avonworth quickly making a change. And Joey Moore all over Tersch like a cheap suit, and the Lopes have this puck. Shields out in front. Gal knocks it aside. Bevan keeps it in. Behind the net, Shields giving chase. Met by Sean Crowley. Mars able to clear it up the far boards. And now Cody Black wants his team to make a line change. Son of former PIHL commissioner and once a head coach himself, Jim Black, as the Lopes had a chance out in front. Good read, good break up there with a stick by Tersch. And a penalty coming up as one of the Lopes was hit up high behind his own net. A couple of players having words after the whistle, and what goes around comes around. Now Mars assessed a 2 and a 10 for head contact. Looked like Anderson was the one shaken up, as Joey Santa will sit, and so will Mike DeMarco. So Santa gets the extra penalty. DeMarco will serve the minor. Avonworth 0 of 1 on the penny power play. Down by a goal with 12:35 to go in the second period, and Mars gets to clear. Lopes break it out. Slow pass there, eventually found the stick of Dudovsky. Steers with it from an angle, fires off the side of the net, and it's cleared aside by Clark. To the point for Powell. Powell fakes, trying to create space. Powell to Steers. Steers, left circle, firing, and it hit off his own man in front. Gal never saw that puck, but it hit off Dolan. That was actually a break for Mars, that friendly fire. Dudovsky outletting for Cooper Powell. 1:05 left on the power play for Avonworth. Powell to Steers. Steers firing. Gal makes that save. Dolan for Dudovsky. Dolan in the corner. Dolan firing off the side of the post. Dudovsky has it. Dudovsky fires off the bar. The Lopes finding metal, but not mesh with 49 to go in the minor penalty on Joey Santa. Planets win this own zone draw, and they get the clear. Ermlich with 40 to go in the power play for Mulch. Mulch through center. Mulch right circle. Dropping it back, and this shot misses the net. That was Bevan who pulled the trigger. Mulch with it. Second power play unit on for Chris Chiasano. 15 to go on the man advantage. That shot from an angle is snagged by Gal. Steers to the boards. Taken over by Weaver. Kept in, though, by Avonworth. Basola can't retrieve this puck. Steers inside the line against the grain. Sent it toward the net. Steers with it again. Score! Owen Steers has entered the chat just as the minor penalty expired, and the Lopes tie it at 2 with 10:34 to go to the ice cut. Steers had a nice preseason, more so as a playmaker than as a goal scorer, but found a way to get that one past Adam Gow, and the Lopes are back on level terms with the Mars Planets. And doubtful that it'll count as a power play goal officially, but might as well have been. Again, the penalty had just expired, and DeMarco was getting ready to come off. Lopes get this puck deep. Jesenowski trying to get positioning on Tersch. Jesenowski has this puck now for Dadovsky. Dadovsky lost it in front, and Crowley will send it inside the Avonworth zone. Grant Weaver with a takeaway. Waits for his mates to get on side. Taken now by Ermlich. Ermlich slipping it right side. This shot stopped by Gow. Jimmy Shields unable to hit the target. Ermlich with it one more time. Cross ice. Upstairs on Gow they go, but again, Avonworth unable to find the net. Dadovsky's backhander stopped by Gow. The rebound is put wide by Shields, and Gow goes backward into his own net, which becomes dislodged. Cooper Stevens frustrated after the whistle. And Cody Black getting some fresh personnel out there for this defensive zone faceoff, and Gow has to cover it, so we'll do it again from the same spot. Avonworth, they've got the hop, and they finally got that tying goal. Owen Steers, his first as a PIHL varsity player to make it a 2-2 game. And Gow makes that save off the ensuing faceoff. Weaver unable to get it out. Such toward goal. That save is made, and the rebound deflects right in off one of the Planets. And Gow had to be ready to get that glove hand down. Now the goal officially Steers unassisted at even strength. Avonworth out shooting Mars 10-2 in this second period, which nears its midpoint, and looking for more. Clark from behind the line. Maloney chasing at the far boards. Off one of the Avonworth forecheckers, Joey Moore in the middle of this puck battle for the Lopes. Planets win the battle, and here's Pitkins through center. Pitkins going after his own dump in. Bevan plays it aside. Maloney through a crowd. That's deflected wide of Hunter Graves. Pitkins unable to play that puck. Well, in basketball vernacular, they just kind of boxed him out. Lopes working well defensively there, and they tilt the ice for the moment, but quickly the Planets get it up to Pitkins again. Maloney sneaks it past Powell. Steers for Jesenowski. Jesenowski met by a couple of Mars defenders. Lestigian looks things over from behind his own net. Around to the near side for Stevens. De Silva gets it deep. Mars changing lines. Weaver in an offside position just dumps that puck. Stevens going after it. Weaver will get there. Stevens' side of the net. Couldn't control it. Glove down by Basola. One of the Lopes going down at his own blue line. Bevan was the aggrieved party. Play continues. Basola from an angle. That'll ricochet off the boards all the way to the point for Gatto. Lopes with it. Jesenowski ahead of the play, but pulling back for Steers, who fires on Gal. Gal makes the save, and the puck deflects out of action. Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is locally owned and operated and focused on serving the community. Play It Again Sports buys, sells, and trades used in new sports equipment and fitness gear and passes along the savings to you. Their large inventory, customer service, and wide selection of major brands will keep you coming back for years. Open 7 days a week. Visit them on 6041 Route 30 or visit them online at playitagainsports.com. PIHL Hockey Night Live, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, continuing here on TenbandTV with Mars and Avonworth. Round one, and they're tied at 2 with time ticking down in period 2. Tersch in front of his own goaltender, trying to play keep away with the Lopes, but Avonworth has it. Up to Dolan. Dolan off of Weaver. Crowley unable to get it beyond Shields. Myers with some defensive support. Hops right back up, gets it over to Tersch. Weaver met at center. And Ermlich to the corner for Ford. Shot from distance by Anderson, swallowed by Gal. I want to shout out Play It Again Sports on Route 19 in Cranberry Township, which opened earlier this year. And the Lopes off this face-off are unable to get it past Max Pitkins, but Such takes it over, and that deflected in dangerously on Gal, who was able to make the save on Ryan Ford. Final 5 before the ice cut. Moore deferring to his defenseman, Nick Ersta. Ersta pressured by Pitkins. Up to Such. Such turned it over at center to Weaver. Correction, that's Shea Clark. Clark on the off wing, firing wide of Graves. Looked like the freshman might have gotten a piece of that one. Just a 7th shot on goal unofficially in this game for the Planets. Near corner. Lopes up to center. Clark waiting. That went through his skates, and Avonworth has it. And getting knocked down from behind as he was trying to shoot was Moore. Moore going after this loose puck now, which the Planets get back to center. Pitkins hit by Ford. Ford sends it in the general direction of the Mars blue line. Clark up to his own bench. Outlet for Jesenowski. Jesenowski gives it right back to Clark. Cooper Powell just on here for the Lopes. Stabs that one to the corner. Bevan with the interception. Up to Steers. Steers couldn't control it. Basola, left wing. Basola driving the net. Basola shooting! That might have hit the post. Graves was well positioned, and Basola, it almost didn't matter. That close to the Hattie. Steers from behind the net. Cooper Powell. Met immediately by Daw. Stevens up for Basola. Bevan hurrying back. Lead pass to Weaver. Weaver shooting right on Graves. And that's his best save of the night. Loose puck deep in Mars territory. Avonworth coaching staff won a penalty, and they'll get one. Looked like Brian Morrison, the assistant to Chris Chiasano, literally up in arms. And the Lopes indeed do get the penny power play late in period 2 in a tie game. Cooper Stevens going off for interference. Mars wins the face-off, gets to clear. And officials determining it went into the Avonworth bench, which our knee-jerk reaction, that appeared to be the case, so we'll face it off at the same spot. This time the Lopes win the face-off. Played wide of everybody. Going after it is Ermlich. Couldn't keep it in the zone. Moore retreating and resetting with Richard Mulch. Mulch turning it over to Garrett Myers. Myers firing. Saved by Hunter Graves. Avonworth playing with fire and almost getting burned a second time shorthanded tonight. Tersch off the glass. Bevan for Moore. It's in front and controlled and cleared by Tersch. Final 2 minutes of the second period. 1:10 left on the Avonworth penny power play. Lopes with it again. Kept inside by Powell. Dolan gets free, but Tersch gets to the puck and he sends it back to center. Outletted for Powell. Powell with Dadovsky trailing. Hits the brakes. Goes to Dadovsky. Dadovsky fires right off Lestigian. Good gap control there by the Planets. Jesenowski over the line for Dolan. Dolan waiting and watching. Shot by Dadovsky. Deflected high and wide by Jesenowski in the final minute of second period play. Steers to the corner. Last moments of this power play for Avonworth. Steers through a crowd. That's blocked. Side of the net. Put wide by Dolan. To the corner it comes. Dolan again. Off a teammate's stick. Mars has it, and the Planets dodge the special teams bullet. Tersch flying to the corner. Under half a minute left in the period. Teams back to even strength. That pass broken up by Jack Weaver. Jesenowski trying to flag it down. Maloney up to center. Vactor with 10 seconds left for Tersch. Tersch to the corner. Jack Weaver going after it. Avonworth will send it off a glove to the Mars blue line. That'll do it, and we'll cut the ice here at the Galaxy Rink inside the Baierl Toyota Ice Complex. Your score after 2 is 2-2 between the Mars Planets and Avonworth Antelopes. I'm Matt Popchock. You're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of
Marcus Garcia across the line for NA. His shot obstructed. Getting in the lane from Mount Lebanon was Klasnick, and it hits something and it goes in behind Shin. And the Tigers take a 1-0 lead, a minute 54 into period 2.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again. Save from an angle on Clark. Turnaround try, side of the net. It's pinball through the goal mouth, and somehow Vactor was not able to tap it into the exposed net. Ermlich unable to take that outlet pass. Such trying to go back for Ermlich. Turned over to Basola, and Basola scores! You've been X'd! Xavier Basola just floated it in. Dovsky and Myers taken down. Another loose stick. Home run pass successful. With it in the Lopes, and they score! Ermlich nuzzles that nylon to tie it at 1, and give me all the eggs and all the bacon. Mars 1, Avonworth 1, period 1. And the Planets jump back on top off the face-off. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Xavier Basola makes it 2-1. Dolan for Dadovsky. Dolan in the corner. Dolan firing off the side of the post. Dadovsky has it. Dadovsky fires off the bar. The Lopes finding metal, but not mesh with 49 to go in the minor penalty on Joey Santa. Second power play unit on for Chris Chiasano. 15 to go on the man advantage. That shot from an angle is snagged by Gal. Against the grain, sent it toward the net. Steers with it again. Score! Owen Steers has entered the chat just as the minor penalty expired, and the Lopes tie it at 2. Dadovsky's backhander stopped by Gal. The rebound is put wide by Shields, and Gal goes backward into his own net, which becomes dislodged. Weaver unable to get it out. Such toward goal. That save is made, and the rebound deflects right in off one of the Planets. And Gal had to be ready to get that glove hand down. Stevens up for Basola. Bevan hurrying back. Lead pass to Weaver. Weaver shooting right on Graves. And that's his best save of the night. In the zone. Moore retreating and resetting with Richard Mulch. Mulch turning it over to Garrett Myers. Myers firing. Saved by Hunter Graves.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Gonna get out, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham scores! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is locally owned and operated and focused on serving the community. Play It Again Sports buys, sells, and trades used and new sports equipment and fitness gear and passes along the savings to you. Their large inventory, customer service, and wide selection of major brands will keep you coming back for years. Open 7 days a week. Visit them on 6041 Route 30 or visit them online at playitagainsports.com. Matt Popchock back here for PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg. Of course, they've just recently opened a Cranberry Township location as well. And I'm not one to cast aspersions, but I'm willing to bet Xavier Basola might need some help from his Mars Planets teammates in period 3. He's stuck on those 2 goals, the only 2 Mars goals thus far. One shorthanded, one at even strength. And the Planets and Avonworth Antelopes are tied at 2 after 2 as the teams are warming up on the freshly cut ice here at the Galaxy Rink inside the Baierl Toyota Ice Complex in Warrendale. Second period shots on goal, 12-6 in favor of the Lopes. Game totals, Avonworth 23, Mars 10. Now, the first time these teams met last regular season, it was also at that time tied at 2 after the ice cut. Mars scored thrice in period 3 to win, with Tersch getting the game winner on the power play. The next regular season contest, February 13th, a different beast altogether. The Lopes erasing deficits of 4-0 and 5-1 that night to force overtime, with Dolan scoring a power play goal of his own in the dying seconds of regulation. Mars, however, did survive and won that game in a shootout, with Tersch again providing the difference in the shootout round. Only goal for either team in that particular shootout, by the way, and at the time that made a difference because it gave the Planets the edge in terms of getting one of those first-round playoff byes, but Mars fans, I'm sure, are feeling mixed emotions about playoff seeding, as they and Avonworth finished 2-3 in the blue division last year. Both teams in the gold division of Class A this year. Lopes up to center, Dadovsky, 1 against 3. Dadovsky backhanding it on Adam Gow, who makes that save. Shields from the corner, ducks around the check, Shields from an angle off of Mars' body. Anderson backpedaling. Dadovsky at center. Collides with Anderson, and despite that miscommunication, the Lopes are able to advance this puck, but only as far as Jack Tersch will allow them. Jasanowski trying to connect with Powell, he can't. Lopes looked like they might have been caught with too many men there, and Mars fans, to wit, wanted a penalty, none forthcoming as that shot is blocked. Cooper Stevens trying to put that on goal. Crowley off the glass. Sam Klein going after the rebound. Myers gets to the loose puck first. Tersch with a takeaway. Myers, that shot denied by Hunter Graves. Basola with those 2 goals for the Planets. Ermlich scoring in period 1. Owen Stiers at the tail end of an Avonworth power play, tying the game in period 2. Lopes control this face-off in their own zone, up to center. Too heavy for Powell. Clark up to Vactor. Myers over the attacking line. Garrett Myers left circle, firing on Graves, who juggles and hangs on. Mulch from the corner. Intercepted by Weaver. Jack Weaver out in front. Clark keeps it inside the line. Sent back in behind the Avonworth net. Myers there first. Too strong for Maloney. And the Planets have to reset all the way back at their own line. Looked like that puck, might have hit a wet patch or a wet spot or something the Zamboni left behind between periods. Just sort of died there on the goal line. But in any event, Planets back on the attack. Near side, Clark forced to retreat. Vactor from the neutral zone. And he'll dump this puck as the Planets make a line change. Jack Weaver trying to cause chaos. Lopes up to center. Pakilo toward goal. Pakilo from his knees trying to play that puck and does behind the net to Such. Such had a man open briefly. That was Moore. Couldn't find him, however. Trailing the play, Dolan, and a reflex save right there by Gow. Could hear that one from the Doubletree. Lestigian. And we get a whistle behind the play. 13:42 remaining in the third. And we're getting penalties or more accurately, a penalty singular against Avonworth. PIHL off for interference. Mars on the Penny power play in a tie game. Grant Weaver to the point for Tersch. Tersch for Myers. For Tersch. Tersch snapshot. Graves got a piece of that. Planets have the rebound. Grant Weaver from the corner. Up top for Jack Weaver. He fakes, goes to Tersch. Tersch firing again. Graves to stop and has the rebound. That shot off the face-off goes wide. Basola on the Penny power play for the Planets. Leaving it for Grant Weaver. Weaver against the grain for Myers. Back to Grant Weaver. Brother Jack in the corner now for Grant. Lopes take it over and they clear it. Midway through the Avonworth penalty kill. Tersch chased by Powell and Jesenowski as the Planets steer this puck in on Graves, who sends it out of play. 53 left on the Penny power play with PIHL in the box for interference. Lestigian wins the draw to Clark for Gatto. Gatto on goal. Saved by Graves. Is it in? No, it's not. Graves had it with help from his defenseman. That almost snuck through the 5-hole, and Richard Mulch was the one who kept it out and forced the face-off. Avonworth wins the own zone face-off, and here comes Dodowski shorthanded, firing off the bar behind Adam Gow. The Lopes inches away from the lead, shorthanded. Half a minute left in the penalty. Dodowski again. Dodowski 1 against 2. He's taken down. Play continues. Gatto behind his own line for Clark. The Lopes, in any event, look like they should be able to kill this off with 8 seconds to go in the minor penalty. Stevens just lets it go to the corner. And PIHL quickly goes to his own bench. Team's back to equal strength. Stiers from an angle. Gal was ready. Dolan missed the rebound. Anderson for Dolan. Near side, Cooper Powell. Powell with a little stutter step maneuver. Powell in tight. Couldn't go to the far post on Gal. Powell once again from an angle. Gal the save. The rebound is covered and held. Well, Avonworth continues their early streak of perfection on the penalty kill. They were middle of the road in Class A on the penalty kill as a team last season. And that might be the most decisive neutral zone face-off call I've seen in my entire career. But I digress. Basola unable to advance. Tersch. And never a dull moment on 10-band TV. Crowley through a crowd. Ermlich. A little bit of a dangerous play, but it works to Shields. Up for Dadovsky. Dadovsky toward goal. He misses. Gets his own rebound. Shields behind the net. Looking for the man in front. Dadovsky fires, but he shanked the shot. Klein stood up by Basola. Avonworth still has this puck. Dadovsky on 1 foot. Save made by Gal. Final 10 of regulation. And we remain tied. Tersch hit at his own blue line. And a penalty coming up now on Avonworth. Gal finally got the memo and does not have time to come off for the extra skater, but Dadovsky's going to go off for a high stick. 9:54 remaining. And that effective Avonworth penalty kill will be put to work again. Lopes without one of their top guns from last season for the next 2 minutes. Mars trying to untie a 2-2 game. Jack Weaver left point. Trying to get around Stiers to the circle out in front. Grant Weaver fan on the attempted shot. Myers gets it back and fires off the body of Jack Dolan. Powell up to center shorthanded. For Stiers. Stiers score! Owen Stiers, shorthanded, gives the Lopes the lead, and these pretzels are making me thirsty. Both teams scoring shorthanded tonight, and for the moment, though, it's the Lopes who have the one that matters most. Owen Stiers, no worse for the wear, has given Avonworth a 3-2 lead. And so after a pregnant pause, the Planets have to go back to the dry erase board here. Now down by a goal for the first time tonight. To the corner, Lestigian. Still lots of power play time to work with, but here's a steal by Jesenowski. That's cut out by Lestigian. Lead pass to Vactor. Vactor up ahead, trying to go to Cooper Stevens, but the pass was interrupted by Dolan. Clark from the corner, midway through the power play, midway through the period. For Vactor. Vactor for Clark. Clark to the point for Gatto. Gatto fires. It's loose. And Hunter Graves is able to find it atop that blue paint. 41 to go on the penny power play for Mars. Avonworth getting a shorthanded goal from Owen Stiers, his second of the night, second consecutive tally for Avonworth. Stiers from Powell officially is how it reads. So Powell finally on the score sheet after last week's hat trick. And here comes Cooper Powell. Powell splits the D toward goal. And there goes the rest of the penny power play. Slashing indicated by the trailing official. We'll play 4-on-4 hockey for 28 seconds, and then Avonworth gets an abbreviated penny power play. Vactor, the guilty party. Well, luck can happen 4-on-4 with all that extra open ice out there. And you're looking at literally the two highest scoring teams in their classification from a year ago. Let's see how it shakes out. Garrett Myers over the line. Myers fires on Graves. He makes the save, and the rebound is steered aside to Stiers. Jesenowski across the line, dropping for Stiers. Stiers for Jesenowski, trying to go back to Stiers. One too many passes. Out in front, but right to Tersch. And the Planets try to get their transition game going. Tersch interrupted by Dolan. Dolan got rid of it a little too quickly. Tersch at center, met by Jesenowski and company. And now it is an Avonworth power play with 7.5 remaining in regulation. Lopes up by a goal. Dudovsky drop pass. To the corner it goes. Powell from the half wall. And now he has to wait for his teammates to tag up. Dolan turning it over to Myers. Myers up for Grant Weaver. Weaver between the circles. Score! You want to get nuts? Come on! Let's get nuts! Planets 3, Lopes 3, period 3, 7:07 to go. And Mars for a second time has scored shorthanded. Grant Weaver with a sizzler for his first of the season. And that was what the kids call a goal scorer's goal. And Chris Giussano is going to use that timeout early. Now, if you love watching your team on TenbandTV, there's no better way to support it than buying a sponsorship for the 2025-26 season. Now through Halloween Friday, our preseason special has been extended, and that allows you to put whatever ad buys you make toward a broadcast of your favorite team. Quantities are limited. Broadcasts awarded on a first-come, first-served basis. Be sure to email sales@tenbandmedia.com before the next puck drops and tell us your team. What a nightcap it's been to begin week 2. A Penguins Cup championship rematch that has not disappointed in the slightest. These teams tied at 2 after 2, and then improbably in this third period trading shorthanded goals. It's 3-3. Officially, it's Grant Weaver from Basola to answer for the Planets. Half a minute left in the penny power play for Avonworth. Stiers to the point for Dudovsky. Back to Stiers. Stiers out in front, it's loose. Oh, what a save by Gow, and the rebound is kept out. Dolan kicks it loose to Stiers. Shot from an angle is denied by Gow. 10 to go on the power play. Dudovsky, cross ice. Stiers had trouble with that puck. It's off a body, and out of the box is Santa. Correction, Vactor out of the box for the Mars Planets as he's bearing down behind the net. Turnaround shot. Oh, Graves had to be ready for that one. And standing up, he makes that save as Avonworth is forced to ice it with just over 6 minutes to play. Vactor with an equipment issue, it appears, as he's late coming on for this faceoff. But now it looks like they finally will be ready to drop it to the left of Hunter Graves. Mars wins it. Shot off the draw, denied by Graves. Vis-a-vis Jack Weaver. Weaver for Myers. Myers in front. Baierl! Ethan Vactor nuzzles that nylon, and the Planets take the 4-3 lead. Vactor with his second goal in as many games, and the Planets have gotten up off the mat in a big way. Puck out of play. And that'll bring the faceoff inside Planet's ice. Vactor from Myers and Jack Weaver officially is how the goal reads. It's actually been credited in error to Jack Maloney, but that'll be corrected eventually to Ethan Vactor. And so the Planets are right back in front. 4-3 with just over 5 minutes remaining in regulation. Lopes have it out in front. It's loose, but right to Jack Weaver as Gow lost his goaltender's stick, and with help from Gatto, he recovers. Powell trying to get to this puck and take advantage of the mishap as Gow finally gets his blade. Near side Myers. Myers around Anderson, drew a penalty. Myers did that with his legs, and he took a hit from behind. And Anderson better pray he didn't pick up an extra one right there on the hit. Myers just kept his feet moving, and he's earned a power play opportunity for the Planets late in regulation with a chance after falling behind earlier in this third period to now suddenly maybe salt this one away. And Cody Black perhaps trying to ascertain from this crew why there wasn't an extra penalty for the hit, getting the explanation. Finally, Anderson will sit down. Mars back on the penny power play. Not that penny power plays have done either team a lot of good in this one. Two shorthanded goals by either side, just over 2 minutes apart, before Ethan Vactor gave the Planets the lead, and Grant Weaver not only goes short side, but goes bar down. Mars 5, Avonworth 3, and let's take the noon balloon to Saskatoon. Grant Weaver somehow, some way, found a way to sneak that puck past the freshman. Weaver's second goal of the period, and second on special teams for that matter. And Avonworth may have picked up another penalty after that goal. Or at least the Planets are contending that a penalty should have been called for reasons that will remain a mystery. Now, history not necessarily repeating, but certainly rhyming in this first regular season meeting between Mars and Avonworth. Mars, 3 unanswered goals in this third period, as they did almost a year ago to the day. And we're going to get more penalties here. This time, we're sure. Colin Anderson, fresh out of the box after being assessed that hooking minor, had his helmet dislodged. And he'll get some attention on the Avonworth bench. And the Lopes, we're just getting the official word, will be without Cooper Powell for a while. A 10-minute misconduct penalty, officially reading unsportsmanlike conduct. Misconduct. And so that was the penalty that occurred after the most recent Mars goal, evidently, as the Lopes play this one back to center. Collision at center, and now we're going to get another penalty and maybe a little bit of a scrap breaking out between Jesenowski and one of the Planets. De Silva's going to be sent off. Stiers is going to go off as well as he pleads his case. We told you it was a new rivalry. And Adam Gow just fired that puck in the general direction of one of the officials. He just wants them to drop it and get out of Dodge with 3:47 remaining if the Planets can hold on here for back-to-back victories to start their regular season. Both these teams victorious here at the Baierl Complex 1 week ago. But it's Mars with the upper hand, 5-3, time ticking away. Stevens at center. Good stick there by Moore. Mars with the dump in. Dolan from behind his own net. Shields from the corner. Into the glove of Gatto. And as hand pass goals go, they don't get much more obvious than that. And the penalties still being entered. And officially it's Stiers for interference and De Silva coincidentally for roughing. 13-13 into period 3. And those evidently the only penalties that followed the unsportsmanlike conduct, misconduct penalty on Cooper Powell. Vactor sends it in behind the Avonworth goal. And Vactor would have himself a G-dub if this scoreline holds. Myers out for Jack Weaver. Weaver on Graves, and Graves hangs on. Face off to Graves' left, controlled by the Planets. Tersch. for Dolan. Ermlich, cross ice, intended for Ford, nothing doing. Garrett Kramer, the senior blue liner, on for the first time tonight. Chris Chiasano emptying the bench a bit late. And sent deep now by Frengel. Minute and a half remaining. And Hunter Graves remains in goal for the Avonworth Antelopes as this puck is kept inside the line, or is it? No, Shields just barely offside. The Mars student section letting him hear it. Now again, a rapt audience on both sides of the building tonight for what's going to become a marquee matchup for the foreseeable future when these teams meet. Last year's finalists and two of this year's contenders for sure, as Graves does go off now with just over a minute remaining. Basola on hat trick watch, tied up by Bevan. Crowley, cross ice for Tersch. Tersch off an Avonworth glove. Near side Basola. Basola missing the target. From an angle, that's blocked in front. Good play there by Stiers, the makeshift goaltender. Tersch from distance, that's blocked. Dodowski got in the way of that one. Just over half a minute left as Dodowski's shot deflects to the corner. Basola to center. Jasanowski, as we get a stoppage with just under 23 ticks to talk. A cross-checking call has been made. And Shields is going to sit. So Mars with a ceremonial penny power play, as it were, leading by a pair. And just a few seconds remaining. Graves, obviously, back in goal. Dolan wins the draw. Rubbed out by Vactor. Stiers, cross ice. Klein with a dump in. 3 seconds left. That's it. Fort Pitt. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. The Mars Planets get a little bit on a sheet of ice in the North Hills. Final score, Planets 5, Avonworth Antelopes 3. As the Planets go to thank their student section for their support. Avonworth 1-1, Mars with back-to-back victories on home ice to begin their season. And if you enjoy PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, follow us on social media, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and YouTube at TenbandTV. Highlight videos, upcoming broadcasts, information on advertising opportunities, and links to our free on-demand library of full game replays. Beware of fake accounts. Get on board with the real winning team. Facebook.com/TenbandTV and at TenbandTV on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and YouTube. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski, for the extra hard work tonight. Thank you, Dave Fryer. Thank you, Michael Lyman in the Four Seasons. Thank you for watching and listening. We will be back here this approaching Thursday night at 9:10 right next door for a standalone edition of PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV as the Peters Township Indians visit the Pine Richland Rams in Class 3A action. In the meantime, the Planets take this one from the Lopes 5-3. I'm Matt Popchock, and that's all she wrote from Warrendale. You've been watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
It's
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.
Save from an angle on Clark. Turnaround try, side of the net. It's pinball through the goal mouth, and somehow Vactor was not able to tap it into the exposed net. Ermlich unable to take that outlet pass. Such trying to go back for Ermlich. Turned over to Basola, and Basola scores! You've been X'd! Xavier Basola just floated it in. Dovsky and Myers taken down. Another loose stick. Home run pass successful. With it in the Lopes, and they score! Ermlich nuzzles that nylon to tie it at 1. And give me all the eggs and all the bacon. Mars 1, Avonworth 1, period 1. And the Planets jump back on top off the faceoff. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Xavier Basola makes it 2-1. Dolan for Dadovsky. Dolan in the corner. Dolan firing off the side of the post. Dadovsky has it. Dadovsky fires off the bar. The Lopes finding metal, but not mesh with 49 to go in the minor penalty on Joey Santa. Second power play unit on for Chris Chiasano. 15 to go on the man advantage. That shot from an angle is snagged by Gal. Against the grain, sent it toward the net. Steers with it again. Score! Owen Steers has entered the chat just as the minor penalty expired, and the Lopes tie it at 2. Dadovsky's backhander stopped by Gal. The rebound is put wide by Shields, and Gal goes backward into his own net, which becomes dislodged. Weaver unable to get it out. Such toward goal. That save is made, and the rebound deflects right in off one of the Planets. And Gal had to be ready to get that glove hand down. Stevens up for Basola. Bevan hurrying back. Lead pass to Weaver. Weaver shooting right on Graves. And that's his best save of the night. In the zone. Moore retreating and resetting with Richard Mulch. Mulch turning it over to Garrett Myers. Myers firing. Saved by Hunter Graves. Tersch with a takeaway. Myers, that shot denied by Hunter Graves. To Vactor. Myers over the attacking line. Garrett Myers left circle firing on Graves, who juggles and hangs on. Corner. Up top for Jack Weaver. He fakes, goes to Tersch. Tersch firing again. Graves the stop and has the rebound. To the far post on Gal. Powell once again from an angle. Gal the save. The rebound is covered and held. Dolan. Powell up to center shorthanded. For Stiers. Stiers score! Owen Stiers, shorthanded, gives the Lopes the lead, and these pretzels are making me thirsty. Clark to the point for Gatto. Gatto fires. It's loose. And Hunter Graves is able to find it atop that blue paint toward goal. And there goes the rest of the Penny power play. Slashing indicated by the trailing official. Dolan turning it over to Myers. Myers up for Grant Weaver. Weaver between the circles. Score! You want to get nuts? Come on! Let's get nuts! Planets 3, Lopes 3. Back to Stiers. Stiers out in front, it's loose. Oh, what a save by Gow, and the rebound is kept out. Dolan kicks it loose to Stiers. Shot from an angle was denied by Gow. Mars wins it. Shot off the draw, denied by Graves. Vis-a-vis Jack Weaver. Weaver for Myers. Myers in front. Baierl! Ethan Vactor nuzzles that nylon, and the Planets take the 4-3 lead. Myers around Anderson, drew a penalty. Myers did that with his legs, and he took a hit from behind And Anderson, two shorthanded goals by either side, just over 2 minutes apart. Before Ethan Vactor gave the Planets the lead, and Grant Weaver not only goes short side, but goes bar down. Mars 5, Avonworth 3. And let's take the noon balloon to Saskatoon. Unanswered goals in this third period, as they did almost a year ago to the day. And we're going to get more penalties here. This time we're sure. Collision at center, and now we're going to get another penalty and maybe a little bit of a scrap breaking out between Jesenowski remaining. And Hunter Graves remains in goal for the Avonworth Antelopes as this puck is kept inside the line, or is it? No. Shield. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. The Mars Planets get a little bit on a sheet of ice in the North Hills. Final score, Planets 5, Avonworth Antelopes 3.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh.